everybody, and welcome to another edition of, college baseball version of War and Peace Baseball Podcast. Once again, I am Estrada. Let's get basically right into it. I'm previewing the College World Series. Super Regionals are over. I was I surprised myself. I got 7 out of 8 picks right. The only pick I missed was Long Beach State. I picked them to win. Fullerton ended up winning in 3, so I got part of that prediction right. But I'll take 7 out of 8, and my first real go around of predicting all the super regional wins. So I that was a pleasant surprise to myself. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with College World Series and how it actually works, there's 2 double elimination brackets. It's 8 teams, obviously 8 super regionals. Each winner went to to Omaha this week. It's played at one stadium, obviously. So there's 2 brackets, 4 teams each. Each bracket itself is double elimination. The winner of each bracket will face off in a best 2 out of 3 championship series. It starts this Saturday. I believe the 23rd is when it ends. So Saturday, just kind of previewing what the brackets are. Saturday will be bracket 1. That is a bracket that includes Oregon State, Cal State Fullerton, LSU, and Florida State. Oregon State and Cal State Fullerton will be the first game of the College World Series at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern. I assume everybody watching here is on more or less Pacific time. Anyway, so Oregon State faces off against Cal State Fullerton. Florida State faces off against LSU. Obviously, double elimination. The losers of those games will play each other in an elimination game. The winners will play each other in a 1-0 game. The winner of the first elimination game will play the loser of the 1-0 game in an elimination game. And the winner of that elimination game will play the 2-0 team, needing to beat them twice to get to the championship round against the other bracket. Speaking of the other bracket, before we get into picks and what to look for and stuff, the other bracket really quick will be Texas A&M and Louisville. They'll face off at 11 a.m. Pacific on Sunday. That would be June 18th, Father's Day. And then TCU, this is the only national seed matchup in the opening round. 3-6 TCU will Florida will be the home team against TCU at 4 p.m. Pacific time on Sunday night or Sunday afternoon. I mean, that's still plenty of daylight for us here on the West Coast. So those are the brackets breakdowns. Again, both brackets are going to work the same way. The standard double elimination. The winners coming out to face each other in the best of 3 championship series, and it's certainly exciting. Last year was a very good series between Arizona came out of one bracket, and Coastal Carolina won the other. Coastal Carolina fought back against Arizona and was certainly a Cinderella type team doing the College World Series. And that's what's great about this College World Series, that there's a lot that you look back at past champions. There's a decent amount of teams that aren't necessarily top tier programs that have won. Fresno State was won in 2008. Fullerton's won a handful of times. They are a nationally recognized program at this point, but not in a particularly big conference necessarily. Big West is a respected conference in terms of baseball, but it's not a Pac-12 or SEC or Big 12, anything like that. Coastal Carolina last year, they didn't even get a chance to defend this year. They weren't in the tournament at all, so that shows you just that's one of the big reasons why I really like college baseball. There's a lot more parity, and baseball as a sport in general. There's just a lot more parity compared to other sports. So that's my tangent about why baseball is the best sport in my opinion. But now to the actual games. So coming out of the first bracket, the bracket between with Oregon State, Fullerton, and Florida State and LSU, I see Oregon State and LSU. I'm looking for them to win their games. Oregon State is a top team in the nation. I made a mistake in last week's video. I said they were 30-something-4. They were like 53-4 with their super regional wins. They swept Vanderbilt at home. So going to Corvallis, they won back-to-back, I believe, 06-07. Oregon State has. But they have been just unstoppable this year. I don't see Fullerton, even though Fullerton did put on a hitting barrage in Game 2 at Long Beach State. Against Oregon State, I think, and the thing is, if Long Beach State could have scored more than 4 runs that regional, Long Beach State would be here in Omaha. Unfortunately, they didn't. But Fullerton put up a 12 spot in Game 2, so they do have offense, certainly. Tammy Richards and Taylor Bryant, guys I mentioned last time. But I don't think it's going to be a match for Oregon State. Oregon State can out-hit them, in my opinion. Oregon State is just an unstoppable force right now, really. I mean, 53-4, how can you bet against that? Number one team basically all year. So I see them winning that matchup. I see LSU continuing their win streak. They swept Mississippi State in Baton Rouge through some rain. They came back in Game 2. They were down. They gave up something like 4 or 5 spot in an inning and came straight back with a 4 spot of their own, or a couple of innings later or whatever. But they put on an offensive show, and they're winning that game 14-4. So I guess it was a 4 spot in the inning. 14-4 after being down 4-3 in the 4th through a rain delay and all. So I see LSU beating Florida State. Florida State, I mean, yes, they scored 19 runs against Sam Houston State in their Game 2 win. Florida State, to me, they weren't tested all that much. I'll credit Sam Houston State getting out of the regional, but when you coast into Omaha like that, it's hard to do something like that. Whereas LSU, granted, they did win by a score of 14-4, but that was essentially that was a gritty type win. Pitching had to settle down. They really grind out that win. LSU just hot. That makes it 16 straight games now they've won. Through the SEC and through the tournament. So I find it hard to bet against the number 4 national seed. And so Oregon State and LSU is that 1-0 game in my opinion. I'm going to give the edge to Oregon State because of just how good they are, but I think that'll be an exciting game to watch. It should be on Monday. The schedule I have in front of me doesn't have like TBD games, but I assume it's on Monday. I assume brackets can play every other day. As far as that elimination game, Cal State Fullerton, Florida State, I think it'll be interesting. I mean, those are 2 programs you don't really hear playing each other all that much. I really don't know what to expect from that one. Like I said, Florida State's. Here's the thing: all these teams that have gotten into Omaha are really impressive teams. Really, granted, I said Florida State kind of coasted in, but they're still a really good team. Obviously, you scored 19 runs and shut a team out. Yeah, you're going to be a really good team, but so I don't really know what to expect from the elimination game in terms of picking a winner. I don't know. I'm not sure how the home stuff's going to work out because they're both non-seeded road teams in the first game, so I'm not entirely sure who's going to get home, but I would say I give the advantage to the home team. If you play it even, I would say Fullerton because they have very good pitching that should be fresh by Monday, and Florida State, maybe their guys are fresh, and maybe that could affect the game on Saturday against LSU. They have fresh guys not needing to go that much, but maybe hopefully didn't use up all the runs in the tournament in that 19-0 barrage, but so I'll provide either matchup LSU against Florida State in my opinion if LSU loses that 1-0 game, or LSU Fullerton. I see LSU, even though they lose to Oregon State, I see them earning a rematch, and I think that could be really exciting. They could force that winner take all game to go to the best of 3, but I can't bet against Oregon State at this point. I gotta go chalk on this one. Oregon State is just unstoppable. 53-4. That's ridiculous. You don't just slam to a halt in Omaha if you're 53-4. They're not gonna go down quietly. I can guarantee you that. If a team beats them, LSU, even Fullerton, they're gonna have to play an exceptional game to beat them. And LSU might have to play them 3 times, and beat them the last 2 times. And I think that's a very tall order, and I don't know if they can do it. And so I see Oregon State getting to that championship series. I just can't bet against them. Looking to the other bracket, in terms of the games, so Texas A&M, Louisville. Louisville was impressive in their sweep in the Super Regional against Kentucky. Louisville's number 7 ranked national seed. Texas A&M again played Davidson. Davidson has some decent players, but nothing that could. I mean, they didn't have much for A&M in terms of pitching, not the depth that you would need to go to Omaha. In this game, I think I see. I'm gonna go with the home team. I'm gonna do a chalk. I gotta go Louisville. Brendan McKay is a very good player, 2-way player. Drafted 4th by the Rays this past Monday. He's a star of that team, and they're a very good program, ranked number 7 nationally. So I'm going to go with Louisville to win that first game. TCU, Florida is very interesting. Florida had to grit through a rain-delayed Sunday, Game 2. It got postponed to Monday, where they forced extras against Wake Forest. Florida was up 1-0 going into that second game. 1-0 in the series going into the second game. And then Wake Forest walked them off on Monday, and then Florida had to come back about an hour later and won Game 3 on Monday. So very gritty and through a lot of rain delays in there in Gainesville. So, I mean, maybe their guys weren't stretched as much. I don't know. But TCU just looked impressive. I mean, despite, like I mentioned last week, Luke and Baker, their first baseman going down. They have senior talent on the team. Catcher, I believe his name is Skog, is very good. Just good pitching staff. So this is a game that's really hard to predict. 2 very good teams, and I'm essentially flipping a coin at this point. I'm gonna give the edge to TCU, in my opinion. Why? I don't know. That's my gut's telling me TCU is gonna win this game. And I gotta give one road team a win, in my opinion. But I see this being a close game. I see this a game that could go extras. I see this game is the one to watch. Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific. If you're with your dad or such, I recommend watching this. It'll be on one of the ESPN networks, ESPN or ESPN2. So probably ESPN2 Sunday night. It'll be running Sunday Night Baseball. So, but that's the game watch initially. So I guess TCU Louisville. And again, I see. I'm finding it hard to bet against TCU in this case, but I'm gonna lean Louisville. Actually, I just give the advantage to Brendan McKay and the rest of that team. TCU is of quality. Again, this is the bracket to watch in my opinion. Yes, you have Oregon State, Louisville. I think Oregon State's just a little too strong for everybody. I think Oregon State has an edge against everybody in that bracket. This one, the top 3 teams, Florida, TCU, and Louisville, are very, very impressive teams. I'm sorry for Texas A&M that they basically run into this buzzsaw of a bracket, but I could see TCU, Louisville, or Florida coming out of this bracket to meet what I think Oregon State in the championship series. It's just, I mean, this is the one to watch. So it'll be Sunday, Tuesday, and then I'm not sure exactly what they're gonna do after that. And even then, I'm not sure what Monday is gonna entail in terms of a schedule. Exactly what bracket's gonna play. I assume if I remember right, the brackets play every other day. So Monday the bracket 1 games will happen, but then that's when you start eliminating. There's gonna be a team gone by Monday night. Somebody's gonna go 2-Q Monday. Somebody's gonna go 2-Q Tuesday. And who knows? Both elimination games could be on Monday, but I don't think that'd be very fair. So it's probably every other day. Don't quote me on that. The NCAA app doesn't like to do the TBD thing, I guess. But the 23rd, I believe, is when it ends. So next Friday. So it's only about a week. So the best of 3 will be the shoot, no, that's not right. Never mind. Just let me go and check. So the College World Series final, sorry, no. So, anyway, Saturday starts. Game to watch, in my opinion, will be the LSU Florida State game. I think that'll be very interesting. Might be an offensive barrage in that game. The last game, either didn't play. Sorry, I was really quiet there. I'm kind of going through. There's some might watch LSU Florida State. If you have to if you can only watch one game, it's the afternoon game. It'll be played at It'll be at It'll be at 5 p.m. Pacific, on one of the two main ESPN networks. And then Sunday, watch the TCU Florida game if you can only watch one game. Again, I recommend watching the entire College World Series. I'm going to try my best to do that. I try my best to watch most of college baseball that's on TV, especially this late, especially the tournament. So yeah, watch. So those are my games to watch. Texas A&M, don't be surprised. Obviously they made it this far. I feel like I went 7 of 8 in the Super Regionals, and I feel like my luck might run out, and Texas A&M will just surprise that whole bracket. So I guess my favorites are Oregon State, obviously. If I had to predict a winner, I'll say Oregon State, just because 53-4. My goodness, that's just unreal. I'd put Florida or TCU right behind them. I think the team that's going to have a real advantage is the team that wins the Florida TCU game. They'll be playing out of the 1-0 bracket, the winner's side of that bracket 2, instead of having to play an extra game and facing elimination for the rest of their way through. I feel that the winner of that game will have the advantage in bracket 2, although Louisville could easily could probably handle Texas A&M and be the better for that, facing a more worn out team in either TCU or Florida in the 1-0 bracket. So I give the edge to the winner of that TCU Florida game. I think those are the two highest ranked teams. They're the two best teams in the bracket. But don't be surprised if Louisville crops up, and don't be surprised if I'm wrong. Texas A&M surprises everybody. This is kind of actually the length of video that I wanted. So this is, again, new type of thing we're trying out. This kind of actually fed off the Super Regionals thing. I saw just kind of closure. I don't know yet if I'm going to do a recap. So obviously, if you watched the last video and you're watching this one, you'll notice there's a lot less stuff behind me. That's because it is finals week. I have one final left on Friday, so I will be home sweet home, for good. I've been home multiple weekends, but I'll be home this Friday. Uwe will be leaving this Friday as well, or Saturday. Yeah, this Friday or Saturday. He will be on vacation, starting next week. So look for me, Farbode, and Rudy to take care of the brunt of podcasts. And this week has been crazy because Uwe and I are in finals, and Rudy and Farbode are obviously doing their own thing on their summer vacations. But look for new stuff this summer. We're trying to get some guests on. We're reaching out to guys. Maybe do more videos like this. We're gonna work on the website. We're all gonna get a chance to meet each other. I'm the one who hasn't met everybody. We're all gonna get together. We're hoping to really build this summer, and I hope I can keep that promise. Not promise. I hope we can live up to those expectations that we've set for ourselves in this podcast, especially now this summer, and we're all gonna be in college. So we're all gonna we all kind of know what to do, and it's a matter of really sitting down and doing it. So yeah, some mix and match lineups over the next podcast lineups over the next couple weeks. I'll be on vacation, overlapping with Uwe's a little bit. So it'll be interesting. Towards the end of summer, though, we'll all be back essentially, and hopefully look for some big things. And again, if you like this type of video, please leave feedback. Really appreciate it. We want to get more diverse content to you guys. We don't want to just draw on for an hour talking to each other with just the War and Peace logo on there on YouTube especially. I know podcasts is just sound, and that's kind of what it's made for, but we want to get more diverse content on YouTube and stuff like this. Maybe do some more stuff on social media side of things, Twitter polls, Facebook Lives, more interactive stuff with you guys, and we're gonna try to expand in terms of viewership. Get this podcast out to more eyes. If you guys want to pass it along to anybody, please do. We're trying to build this thing up. But yeah, hopefully we can expand over the summer. And this is a thing about College World Series, but it's gone off a little tangent right now. So I'll wrap this video up here. So again, recapping the video. Watch the College World Series. It's great baseball. Oregon State's my pick out of bracket 1. If you have to watch a game Saturday, watch Florida State LSU. If you have to watch one game Sunday, watch TCU and Florida. I'm all messed up in the head. It's finals week. It's okay. And look for new stuff from us, hopefully over the summer, in the coming weeks, or probably July is probably when things will start ramping up when everybody's here and such. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. So you can subscribe right here. There. It's weird the the interface I'm looking at. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Estrada, and as always, peace.